Hello once again. Good to know that you're back, ready for more option training. Again, Daryl Crowder. Today we're going further into our understanding of fundamentals. Video 2, platinum level. Want to welcome all of you experienced traders that are looking for more information. You are the ones that are well on your way to financial success, riches, and a lifestyle that is second to none. Currently, I'm sitting by the water looking at the ocean, and I see some friends out there on their boats, and I'll be out there shortly. But I wanted to put this video together for you so that you can join us one day soon. You get your boat, be out here on the water with us, all of us experienced traders. And I'm not joking. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the boat right now, a few other sailboats, everybody enjoying their Saturday afternoon is the day that I'm recording this. And I want to go into more understanding of the fundamental. And I want you to understand that, when you're talking about stocks, fundamental analysis is actually a technique that the objective is to determine the security value by concentrating on your underlying factors that affect the company's actual business and its future prospectus. And in understanding that, excuse me, you can perform fundamental analysis actually on industries or the economy if you like. The term simply refers to the analysis of the economic well-being of a financial equity as opposed to focusing only on its price movement. Now, the fundamental analysis, you have to understand that it serves to answer some basic questions. One is the company revenue growing. That's that's why we're looking at the numbers and everything, because we want to determine, is the revenue growing, what's going on. The next one is actually, is it actually making a profit? Because if you run a company and it's just break even, okay, break even, does that include paying dividend to the stockholders? You understand, does it include reaching your goals of growth and expansion, hitting all those objectives? Another point, question you consider is this company strong enough, in a position that is strong enough to bow out its competitors in the future? I'll give you an example. There's a company in Atlanta, Georgia that produces credit cards. And this guy actually started doing this with one little bitty rinky-dink machine at his house out in the garage of a shed somewhere. And he started producing credit cards. And he grew to where he had to move out of the garage, take a building, hire a bunch of folks, and was mass producing these credit cards, and money was rolling in left and right. Then he began to create calling cards, phone cards. For those of you may not know, it's where you go to a convenience store and you purchase a phone card, a few dollars, a few pounds. Those, I'm sure many of you are familiar, but this guy is one of the major players in America that produces the plastic credit card, produces the phone cards, and you can buy 12,000 minutes, and each card equals so many minutes, and you may have so many cards. and you can sell them. And you've purchased 12,000 minutes from this guy. Well, nevertheless, this fella has gotten so big that anyone that pops up and tries and start a company producing these cards, he can buy them off now. A friend of mine told him a few months ago he just bought out a guy that was looking real good, and that's part of your fundamental analysis on a corporation or a company, is you want to know, is it strong enough to beat out its competitors in the future, either buying them out servicing them, out selling them, out pricing them, and also in your fundamental analysis, you want to know is the company in a position to repay its debt? You understand? Because if that debt stay with you, then eventually you're gonna have to make some drastic changes, which a lot of people are not going to like. And the next thing in your fundamental analysis, looking at all of these charts and data sheets concerning the company, you want to know, is the management, are they cooking the books, lying about what they're making, and they're really not doing that. And so this is your basic to your fundamental analysis, the type of information that you want to look for in analyzing a company. And then absolutely, these are very involved questions, and there are literally hundreds of others you might have about a company. Okay? It all really boils down to one question: is the company's stock a good investment? That's what you really want to know. That's what you want to know. And fundamental analysis is a tool to help you determine that. Bottom line fact, is the stock a good investment? And this term, fundamental analysis, is most often used in the connection of stocks, but you can perform fundamental analysis on any security, you understand, from a bond to a derivative, as long as you look at the economic fundamental. You're doing fundamental analysis. And so that you'll know, when we are talking about this particular fundamental, we're talking about it in the context of stock. Now, two other points I want to share with you: quantitative or qualitative. Quantitative and qualitative. Okay? You could define fundamental analysis as researching also the fundamental, but it really doesn't tell you a whole lot unless you know what the fundamentals are. Now, as I mentioned to you earlier, the big problem with defining the fundamental is that it can include anything related to the economic well-being of a company, you understand. And so things that you want to look at is revenue, profit, and so forth. But your fundamental, they also include everything from a company's market share to the quality of its management. And all of that is going to be part of your fundamental analysis, understanding the management team, understanding how many years and experience, where they worked, what they've done before this, how successful they were, and so forth and so forth. And all of that is part of what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So the various fundamental factors can be grouped into two categories: qualitative and quantitative. And the financial meaning of the term isn't all that different from the regular definition, though, that you would use. What is the quantitative value this. You understand? Quantity is defined as the capable of being measured or expressed in numerical terms. Quantity. Qualitative, related to or based on quality or character of something, often as opposed to its size or quality. Okay? Making sure we be on the same page. Now, in understanding what I'm explaining to you, in this particular understanding, is that the context quantitative fundamentals are numerical, okay, and it's measurable characteristics about a business, how well it's been doing. You know, it's really easy to see how the biggest source of quantitative data is the financial statement, which we went over before. You know, I walked you through how to look at it, and it's upon you to take your time and look at the numbers and get the information you may need to determine if you want to deal with this or not. And in doing that, you can measure revenue, the profit, assets, and more with great precision by looking at a company's financial statement. And so when you turn to the quality fundamental, these are less tangible factors surrounding the business, things such as the quality of a company board of members, key executives, brand name recognition, parents, all that kind of stuff. So that's not anything that you tangibly could look at, but you know the whole world knows McDonald's, and the whole world knows Michael Jackson, and the whole world knows Michael Jackson's going on. So those things are the less qualitative fundamental, or less tangible factors surrounding the business. You understand? And so I want to make sure that you're clear about these points. Okay? And so, what am I saying? You're going to have to get into some chart readings, some financial readings, and go through the data. You don't have to use every single stock out, because it's thousands, millions of stock. But as I mentioned to you before, what's really is a good idea is that you would pick 2 or 3 companies that you know good, and you know just about the range of their reach in the business world. And that means you understand world events, things that take place that would affect this company's financial profile, because you know them very well. You know the founders, the owners, the CEOs, COOs, CFO, their experience and everything. And you know what they produce, service, whatever, and how they're situated in the business world. You know them. And so you can hear a report on the television about something and know your business, your company so well that you invest in. You can tell whether or not they're going to be affected by that, whether it's going to cause the value to go up or down. Okay? And so I want to go further with quantitative meets qualitative, neither qualitative nor quantitative analysis inherently better than the other. Instead, many analysts consider qualitative factors in conjunction with the hard quantitative factors. Take the Coca-Cola company, for example. When examining its stock, an analyst might look at the stock annual dividend payout, earnings per share, PE, price earnings ratio, and many other quantitative factors. However, no analyst of Coca-Cola would be complete without taking into account its brand recognition. Anybody can start a company that sells sugar and water, but few companies on earth are recognized by billions of people it's tough to put your finger on exactly what the Coca-Cola brand is worth, but you can be sure that it's an essential ingredient contributing to the company's ongoing success. I wanted to read that into your hearing because these fundamentals, that's important. Coca-Cola Corporation, over 100 years, they one of America's most solid bedrock corporation. We expect them to be there, tomorrow. So buying some Coca-Cola stock is like, where they gonna go? Because those people that control Coca-Cola, wow, they're into so much, it's almost unbelievable. Matter of fact, let me get this into your hearing, then we're going to take a peek at Coca-Cola. I want to talk to you about the concept of intrinsic value. And I want to do this before we get any further. We have to address the subject, of intrinsic value. Now, one of the primary assumptions of the fundamental analysis is that the price on the stock market, it does not fully reflect a stock real value. You understand? Now, after all, why would you be doing price analysis if the stock market were always correct? Now, in financial jargon or term language, the true value is known as the intrinsic value. You see, that's heavy now. Because if the stock market price was absolutely right, why would you need to do all this research? For example, let's say the company's stock was trading at $20 after doing extensive homework on the company. You determine that it really is worth $25. In other words, you determine the intrinsic value of the firm to be $25. This is clearly relevant because an investor wants to buy stocks that are trading at prices significantly below their estimated intrinsic value. Now, this leads us to one of the second major assumptions of fundamental analysis. In the long run, the stock market will reflect the fundamental in the long run. So if the stock market said the particular price is $20, but your fundamental analysis of the charts, the stock, all of the different elements in fundamental analysis shows you that the true price is $25, then this market is eventually going to catch up, right, to that fundamental $25 figure. And there's no point in buying a stock based on intrinsic value if the price never reflected that value. Nobody knows how long the long run really is. It could be days or years, and this is what fundamental analysis is all about, good people. By focusing on a particular business, I want you to know that an investor can actually estimate the intrinsic value, of a firm, and thus find opportunities where he or she can buy at a discount if the price they sell it for $20, but you know it's 30. And so if all goes well, that investment will pay off over time as the market catches up to the fundamentals.